You are listening to A Quiet Mind. Well, thus far we have learned quite a bit about observation. But before we go further in our self-honesty series, I wanted to introduce another tool of observation. And this one is called the Silent Observer. And it really requires a little bit of focus in an area that may be new. And that's what we like to talk about here on the Quiet Mind podcast. And probably the best way to introduce this is if you have ever been out in nature and been completely overcome by something that you're viewing. I'm talking about a big, beautiful oak tree with huge limbs, with a background of a beautiful sunset, and your breath is just taken away and you are rendered speechless. Or say you're on a beautiful beach and you're watching the sun go down and the purples and the blues in the sky are just like nothing you've ever seen before. And they look completely unreal, and it takes your breath away. You can't speak. You can't say anything. And you have an overwhelmingly warm sensation in your chest, in your heart. And all you can do is stop and stare. And maybe you've seen this when you see a baby. You see a small baby and it smiles at you. And for a moment, all your thoughts are gone. I'm talking about you have a completely quiet mind when you are engaged with the baby. And the baby smiles, and then you feel this warmth in your chest, and you're overcome. And then before you know it, there it goes again. Your mind is back on it. There it goes. Oh, it's talking about the baby. Oh, that was the most wonderful thing I've ever experienced. Oh, that reminded me of this. That reminded me of the time when I was 4. And oh, I can't wait to tell somebody about this. I've got to tell somebody about this wonderful experience that I just had with this baby. And oh my God, my mind was so quiet. And well, you get the idea. Right away, the mind comes back in and tries to describe the situation, because for a moment, the mind was gone. It was silent. It had no comment. It was speechless. That's what we're talking about. We want to really work with trying to consciously create an avenue for this experience to happen again and again and again. Now, I don't want you to get attached to creating this moment and then, but there it goes. It's gone. I need it back. Oh, I need it back. If I could only have it back, I would be wonderful. Why can't I have it all the time? If I could only just have that all the time, I would be feeling fantastic. Now I've got to have it. Now you've got to get it back. There goes the mind. It's trying to get it back. Oh. Maybe you're collecting babies. You need to collect a whole bunch of babies and look at them so you can constantly have that feeling. Maybe you need to have giant trees in you need to move because it happened in Hawaii. You're in Hawaii and you have this beautiful experience. It was a life-changing moment where your mind finally shut up long enough for you to be able to be at peace. Be in touch with nature. So you got to go back because you got to get that back again. We can have this all the time. Yes, we can, because this is, now prick your ears up, this is who we truly are. That feeling that we had in that moment, that is who we truly are. I know this may be a little bit early for you, but you know what? I have total faith in you. I believe that you can do whatever it is you need to do. So I need to share this with you before we move on to self-honesty, the final part. We need to know that we started out this way. We started out this way. The thing that we all really, really want And if you could get a group of people together and get them past their, I want to be out of debt. Oh, I want to have that new BMW. Oh, if I just had, the new fancy china. I just want to have my health. If you get past all of these things, I just want to have, peace. That's right. That's what everyone really, really wants to have. And they lead their lives believing that if they have this particular part of it finished, then they are that much closer to attaining peace. Once I get out of debt, once I have the house paid for, once I get my braces, once I get my cockapoo, whatever it is, then I'm going to be at peace. You see, that's what we're doing. We're chasing this idea of I will finally be okay once I have my list completed of all of the things that I need so I can finally relax and just be at peace. Well, the news is you already are that. And this is who the silent observer is. When you are experiencing that beautiful, peaceful moment where you are connected with nature, maybe you've had this in church. You know where you've had this experience. You know what I'm talking about. I know that you've had it. You've had that experience of complete peace and bliss, and there's a smile on your face. So you've had this moment. I know you have. That is what you're looking for. That's what we're all looking for. That moment. You started out this way. That's the good news. What we're getting in touch with here is our surface level stuff. All of the things that say we are not that and that we need to do this, that, and the other to get to that. That's why we're working on the self-honesty. So now that we have the silent observer observed, we know what that feeling is. We can recall it. Hopefully you can recall it. I know that maybe you might have to think about it a little bit, but I know you've had this experience. I know I have. It's wonderful. That's what we're after. That's the silent observer. That is who we truly are. We want to bring that silent observer into our lives more now. We're going to invite it to participate more and more throughout these exercises that we're doing here. This silent observer is going to teach us an amazing thing. It's going to teach us how to be ourselves. And there's no method here. That's the idea. We may use tools, and tools are wonderful. And I don't want to discourage anyone from using any tools if you're meditating, if you're doing mindful walks, if you're doing yoga, whatever the method is that you're using. If it works for you, don't stop. Keep using it. I don't want to discourage that, but I want to share with you a non-method method. So what we're going to do today is we are going to recognize the self-observer. That's all we have to do. We have to say, aha, that's you. That is our assignment for today. When you feel that experience that we talked about before, just say, aha, I see you. That's you, the self-observer. That is my true beingness.